All right, in this explainer, we're diving into what it means to build for a lifetime. And we're going to start in the one room where a single slip can change absolutely everything, the bathroom.
So, I want you to just take a second and think about your own home. Forget the kitchen with the stove. Forget the garage with all the tools. What do you think is the single most dangerous room you walk into every day?
Surprisingly, it's the bathroom. Yeah. The one place that's supposed to be for relaxation and calm is, statistically, the most likely spot for a serious accident. It's this weird paradox of design and danger.
Okay, let me put my builder hat on for a second. I've seen countless homes get built, and the bathroom is where I see this huge disconnect between what looks beautiful and what's actually safe. It's a really simple formula. You take water, you add smooth, hard surfaces, and you've got a recipe for falls. It's what makes it the highest risk room in the entire house, hands down.
And it's not just about slips. For so many families today, especially with multiple generations under one roof, a standard bathroom is a source of constant, low-grade stress. There's zero privacy, right? It's a minefield for both your toddler and your elderly parent. And if a caregiver ever needs to step in and help, it becomes this impossible, tight squeeze. These old layouts, they just don't work for how we live anymore.
So what's the solution then? Well, it's a way of thinking called universal design. And the whole idea is that you're not just building for who you are today, you're creating a space that's going to work for everyone at every single stage of life.
Now, this is really important because it clears up something a lot of people get wrong. When you hear accessible design, you probably picture a cold, sterile public restroom. But that's ADA compliance, strict rules for public spaces. Universal design is totally different. It's for your home. It's an elegant, proactive approach that builds in safety and flexibility from the start so your bathroom can feel like a high-end spa that just happens to be incredibly safe.
So how does this big idea actually translate into a floor plan? Well, let's look at 3 really smart layouts that solve those common headaches of privacy and just general flow. First up, you've got the compartmentalized bath. This is a game changer for busy families because you can separate the toilet, the shower, and the sink into their own little zones. Then there's the curbless wet room. Super sleek, very modern, and it gets rid of that shower curb, which makes getting in and out a breeze. And finally, the really clever split access ensuite. It's a bathroom you can get to from a bedroom and a hallway, which is just brilliant for maximizing space.
But here's the thing. A great layout, that's just the beginning. The most crucial, the most critical safety features are the ones you'll never ever see. As a builder, if there's one thing I want people to understand, it's this. What you put behind the walls and under your feet is what truly matters.
Seriously, the single most important safety feature that we can build into a bathroom is completely invisible once the walls are closed up.
It's called blocking, and it is so simple. Before the drywall goes up, we just take some 2x6 boards and nail them horizontally right between the wall studs. That's it. It's cheap, it's easy, and it creates a rock-solid anchor so you can install grab bars down the road exactly where they need to go.
And the reason this is so crucial is because if you skip this step, your only option later is to use those flimsy little plastic wall anchors. And trust me, when someone you love is falling and they reach for that bar for support, you don't want to be betting their safety on a tiny piece of plastic. You want it anchored to solid wood. This, right here, is how you future-proof a home.
Okay, so we've secured what's behind the walls. Now let's talk about the other really critical safety surface in the room, the floor itself.
That beautiful glossy tile might look incredible, but the moment it gets wet, it's an ice skating rink. So the key thing to look for is something called the coefficient of friction, or COF. It sounds technical, I know, but all it is a simple rating for how grippy a tile is. The higher the number, the more grip you've got. Simple as that.
And here's the magic number. You need to remember this one. When you are picking out floor tile for a bathroom, you want a COF rating of at least 0.60. That is the industry standard for a safe, non-slip surface. Anything less than that is a risk you just shouldn't be taking.
So you might be wondering, does all this planning, all these specific materials, does it really pay off? Oh yeah, absolutely. But the true value isn't just about what your house is worth, it's an investment in something way more important. Take a look at this. It shows you just how affordable these critical features are if you plan ahead. I mean, look at grab bar blocking. The upfront cost is basically nothing, a couple pieces of wood. But the long-term value, the safety, the independence, you can't even measure it. Smart planning makes safety an easy, affordable choice.
And this quote, this right here is the real return on your investment. It's not about money. It's about dignity. It's about letting a loved one care for themselves safely, independently in their own home. You just can't put a price on that peace of mind.
So the whole philosophy is this. You plan for the worst-case scenario, a sudden injury, maybe needing a walker one day, but you design for the best. And the result isn't some bathroom that looks like a hospital. It's a beautiful, comfortable space that's ready for whatever life decides to throw at you.
And that leaves us with one final question to think about as you look around your own place. Is it built just for the person you are today, or is it truly designed to support you and your family for a lifetime?